Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you're watching this right now, welcome to my Facebook and my YouTube channel. If you're watching on YouTube, welcome to my channel. Go ahead and like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any more value. So I know you guys haven't seen me on a while on YouTube. I've just been busy working my business and trying to scale. So I haven't got any time to drop any value on y'all, but I want to start doing this every Monday, right? So we're going to call this Mindset Mondays. Mindset Mondays. Okay, and I'm going to try to go live around this time every Monday. Okay, so let's just say 5 p.m. Eastern Time. I'll be going live every Monday, right? And we'll be talking about the mindset. So welcome, 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 people on Facebook. Go ahead and drop your state in the comments. Let me know where you're coming in from. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Go ahead and like and share this post. All right, make sure you like and share this because I believe this will help somebody out. Especially my people that follow me, you're trying to make money online, right? I have so many people asking me every day, Noah, how do you make money online? How did you start making money online? And really, before I can tell you exactly what I'm doing, you have to get this down first, right? You have to get the mindset down. All right. We're going to take some time to go over some questions that you need to ask yourself to get yourself in the right mindset. All right. So make sure you get a pen and paper. Y'all get your energy right. Please be acceptable to this and just open your mind up. Okay. And be real with yourself. Right. When we're asking ourselves these questions, just be real with yourself. And don't give answers that you feel are the right answers or the right thing to say. Write down what you feel. Right. Because that's ultimately what matters is what's going on inside of you. Okay. All right. So y'all, let's get into it. First things first, right? I want you to write down mindset at the top of your paper and then write the number one. And next to the number one, I want you to write, what do I want? What do I want? Ask yourself, what do I want? Why? Like, write down a number that you want to make, an exact number. Write down an exact place that you want to go, an exact place that you maybe want to live. Write down exactly what you want to drive. What kind of clothes do you want to wear? What goals do you want to accomplish, right? What do you want to, where do you see yourself 5, 10, 20 years from now? What do you want? All right. And with this question, you need to be exact as possible. You need to be as vivid as possible. The more details, the better. Okay. Because you can't give your mind vague statements, right? You can't give your subconscious mind vague statements about what you want. You can't just say, oh, I want a lot of money, because to your mind, a lot of money could be $5, could be $20, right? So the mind can't work off of vague statements. It needs something exact to go towards. You need to give yourself an exact destination. Okay? So take about, if you've never asked yourself this question, then you're probably it's going to take you a little while, right? It might take you a few days, it could take you a week, but you need to sit down, have a little talk with Jesus, and figure out, what do you really want out of life? What do you want to buy, right? How much money do you want to make per month, per year? What exactly do you want? Right. And don't let anybody make you feel like what you want is just too much or it's out of reach for you, because I can tell you this, whatever you write down on that paper and whatever you continually think about, right, the things that you desire, it will come to pass, good or bad. right? I'm going to say it again. Whatever you write down on that piece of paper, whatever you start to say, whatever you start to think about constantly, right, is what's going to come to pass. So be very careful, right? Be very careful about what you write down, what you say, what you start to think about on a daily basis, because that's going to be attracted to you. That's why this question is so important. Okay. So ask yourself, what do you want? The next question, once you have that figured out, all right? Once you figure out what you want, okay? So once you figure out what you want, that's like figuring out your point B. Okay, right now you're at point A, wherever you're at, be real with yourself, however much money you're making, wherever you're living, whatever you're driving, right? That's point A. Point B is whatever you desire, the life you desire, right? Wherever you're trying to go. Now you need to figure out, number two is ask yourself, what are you willing to give for what you want? What are you willing to give for what you want? You're not going to get around this. There's no cutting corners on this. There's no skipping this principle. Okay. This is this is just how it is. You're going to have to give something for what you want. There will be a price paid for success. There will be a sacrifice made for what you want. You will give something to receive something. Right? This is a principle. This is law. And you will not change this law. There's nothing that you can do to skip this, to replace this. This is just how it works. Every successful person had to give something for what they want. They had to sacrifice something. They had to be willing to exchange something for their success. You're going to have to give something. Something's going to have to give. And the prisons, the streets, right, under the bridges and just out there in the streets are filled with people who tried to reverse this principle, right? Tried to make a shortcut around this principle, right? They tried to get something before they gave something or without giving anything. And you're going to find yourself in a place where you don't want to be when you keep thinking like that, right? You keep thinking that you're going to gain something without giving up something. You keep thinking that you're going to not have to pay the cost for what you want. And it's not going to happen like that. It's just not. It's not. That's just not the way God designed it. You're going to have to give before you receive. You're going to have to make a sacrifice, right? So whatever you're willing to give, write that down. For me, I was willing to give up relationships. I was willing to give up certain people, hanging around certain people. I was willing to sacrifice uh, going out, having a social life, because that really didn't mean too much to me. Uh, I didn't need to be going out to the bars and being seen out on the scene, right, in the clubs and the bars and around people. Like I just didn't need that. So I was willing to sacrifice that. I was willing to sacrifice drinking and uh, just something personal about me. Like I kind of fell into a problem of taking pills and uh, smoking like weed excessively, right? Drinking hard liquor and all that stuff. I had to give that stuff up. I had to sacrifice those things if I really wanted to get what I wanted. I had to sacrifice trying to go out to bars and find different women and being about that life. I had to give that stuff up. And I know some grown men who still can't give up anything for what they want. They're trying to have all that stuff right and still think that they're going to get success, and it's just not going to happen. One day, you got to grow up. You got to ask yourself, what do I really want, and what am I willing to give for what I want? You got to be willing to give up something. You are going to have to give up something, right? Every successful person had to pay the price. You're not going to get around this. Okay. So maybe you got to sacrifice buying clothes, or you're eating out too much, right? Getting too much DoorDash, or maybe it's going out to bars and clubs. Maybe it's buying cigarettes and buying too much weed and alcohol, pills, or whatever your drug is, right? Maybe it's doing that. But so you're going to have to give up something. You're going to have to make a sacrifice. You're going to have to make an exchange for whatever it is that you want. Okay. So swallow that pill and then go out and figure out what you can give. Another thing I was willing to give, right, was value. I was willing to give up free value, right? Do videos like this on a daily to get what I want. Willing to sacrifice my time and help people out and serve, right, to get what I want. So you got to figure out what you're willing to give for what you want. Okay, so sit down and ask yourself that. The last question, right, is why. Why? Why do you want what you want? Why are you willing to give up those things for what you want? Why? All right. The reason why you need to figure out why is because if you don't have a strong enough why, you're going to give up every single time because there's nothing fueling you, right? There's nothing keeping you going. You don't have any reason to keep going when things get tough, right? So why would you keep going? So you got to establish why, all right? And the why that I'm talking about, I know a lot of people are going to say, yeah, financial freedom is my why, or my kids are my why, or my family, or whatever. Okay. But I need something deeper than that. I need to, I'm trying to bring out something a little bit deeper than just those surface whys. And the why that I'm talking about, right, that's going to bring out something inside of you, deep inside of you, is an experience that you never want to experience again, ever again. An experience that you never want to experience ever again. All right, so this is between you and God. Only you know what you've survived and what you've been through, how you got to this point now. Okay. And you need to write that down, right? Maybe you have several experiences. I know for me, I had several different experiences. For example, when I found myself sitting in a jail cell, was an experience I never want to experience again. When I found myself living out of my car, right? It's an experience I never want to experience again. And I found myself, I didn't have money to get my lights back on, right? Lights got turned off. Living with my girlfriend. That's an experience I never want to experience again. All right. So you got to ask yourself, why? What's an experience that you never want to experience again? Right. So write that down. You might have a few different whys, right? But the more the better. And the more traumatic, the better. Okay. Because this why, anytime that you feel like giving up, right? And you're going to feel like giving up, it's going to, at first, you're going to be excited to get started. You make a little sales, make a little money, and you're going to be excited at first. Then it's going to start to wear off, and it's not going to work as good as it was before, or the energy is just not there, right? That fire is not there, and you're going to feel like giving up. Things are going to happen externally, right? You're going to lose family members. You're going to lose best friends. You're going to lose girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wives, kids, Um, right, you're going to go through those losses, so you're going to feel like not going on. Right, you're not going to feel like keep it going. You're going to feel like giving up. And anytime that you have that feeling, you're going to have to reflect on your why. You're going to have to reflect on an experience that you never want to experience again. Okay. This is what's going to keep you going. Anytime that you feel like giving up, right? You have that little feeling or those little thoughts start to creep in. You have to remind yourself that I don't want to go back to where I was. I don't want to go back to that experience. Right? So yeah, that's your why. And your why should make you cry, honestly. Right? If your whys don't get you emotional or doesn't make you cringe or just make you shiver because it's just the thought of it, it's just so terrible, then that's not your why. Okay. Your why should make you cry. Okay. All right. So if anybody has any questions, you can ask them in the comments. I hope that you guys got value from this. But this is just the start, right? The start of the right mindset that you want to be in. These 3 questions are going to get you started on the right path. Okay. These are the 3 questions I had to ask myself and the 3 questions that my mentor taught me. And I'm passing it down to you, right? So now, anytime that you feel a little bit off track or you just need to get back in the right mindset, you can come back to this video and it'll get you back on track, right? It'll get you back in focus. Okay, so number 1 is what do you want? Figure out what you want, be as exact as possible, and use as many details, right? As many details as you can. It has to be exact. Your mind cannot go off of vague statements. Okay. Number 2 is what are you willing to give for what you want? You're going to have to give up something, right? There's going to be some type of exchange for success. Think of it like this, right? The farmer always has to give the seed to the ground before the harvest. Every time. There will never be a time where you'll get a harvest without planting any seed first. Okay, so number 3 is why, and this is an experience that you never want to experience again. Okay, so I hope that this gave you value. I'll see you guys on the next Monday, Mindset Monday, right? And we'll try to do it around this time every single time. All right, so 5 p.m. Eastern time. I'll see you guys next Monday. Let's get it.